Welcome back, everyone, to Lakers Latest. I hope everyone has had a good Thursday. Almost to the end of the week. We're just closing up on Thursday now. We're actually about 10 minutes away from Cowboys Eagles, so I'm definitely going to pop that on right after this. It's probably going to be an absolute massacre, to be honest with you. The Cowboys are absolute garbage. But yeah, football's back. Obviously, we're all excited for NBA to be back. A little over a month preseason, a little over a month and a half to 2 months um, until the regular season begins. But yeah, hope everyone had a good week. We're nearing the end of the week. Everyone's looking forward to the weekend as usual. Um, as always, coming to you from Studio City, California, where it is now 87 outside. We are finally, mercifully, getting this heat stroke out of the way. It's slowing down from like the 90s to the 80s, and then next week it's going to be in the very low 80s, high 70s. So, looking forward to be able to go outside again. That's for sure. But yeah. Hope everyone had a good week so far. Let's get going. So, first thing I'm going to talk about is Deandre Ayton. Charles Barkley, who obviously we all know, NBA TNT host, living legend, first ballot Hall of Famer, probably one of the 50 greatest players of all time. Hilarious dude, worst golfing stroke we've ever seen. Yeah, he was talking about, and again, obviously, this is a guy who's a Phoenix Sun legend. So even though Ayton no longer plays for the Phoenix Suns, he obviously watched a ton of Suns games. I'm sure he's talked to Ayton. He might have a relationship with Ayton, so maybe hearing something about Ayton from him is a little bit more maybe relevant than hearing it from people who didn't work with him or didn't know him at all. So, yeah, it's good to hear. But yeah, so Chuck basically just kind of talks about how I think he actually said, let me look here. He said Ayton's going to have a massive season. Massive might be a little bit stretch. I personally don't know if I would go that far to say it's going to be massive. But I definitely think if things go the way they should, he could be in line for a really good season, one that could potentially set him up to go back in free agency and, hopefully acquire a pretty. It's not, I don't think he's ever going to get the contract max deal that he got when he was in Phoenix, but kind of rebuild that value that's been lost and give himself a chance to, get another multi-year deal, whether that come from the Lakers off the back of hopefully a very good season, or whether he goes to somewhere else and the Lakers determine the money could be better spent elsewhere. So always love hearing what Chuck has to say. um, but yeah, he really believes in him. He really believes that he's going to be a good fit for this team. He talked about the fit. Talked about his offensive talents. Obviously, we've talked about the issues with attitude, the issues with not off the court from perspective of like he's done anything wrong, but just those attitude issues. He had issues that not effort issues. There's effort issues all over the court. But the hope would be that he can control those things. I think he understands this is a big moment for him, not just like for a potential future payday, but like first NBA career. Like, this is a guy that was the number one overall pick. He never should have been. Should have been Luka. But yeah, this is a guy that was a number one overall pick, very talented player, super talented offensive player, top 10 recruit. Like, he had everything going for him. First couple seasons, averaged like 16, 17, 18, 10, just like a really, really solid player. Maybe not fully living up to that number one draft pick status, but yeah, really good player nonetheless. And I think that this is going to be a good opportunity for him to showcase that he can still be a really good player in today's NBA, maybe to thwart those concerns about his attitude or his effort, to show that he's going to hustle on every play, that he's going to give it his all. He wants to get to know his teammates. But yeah, it's good to hear from Chuck that, he believes in him. He thinks he's going to have a really good year. In the end, it doesn't really matter what he says. But again, this is someone who's probably, known him because he was a Phoenix Sun, and Chuck's a Phoenix Sun legend. So it's still always good to hear that stuff. We love Chuck. So yeah, definitely going to keep an eye on. Ayton's going to be a huge, huge part of this season. I think he's obviously not the most valuable player on the team, but he's one of the most important. Him fitting in well, him being comfortable and stuff like that. So all stuff we'll watch out for in preseason and the first couple weeks of the regular season and throughout the regular season. All right, next on the docket, did Jeanie Buss save the Lakers from Kawhi? So, excuse me. Obviously, yesterday I touched upon this crazy report with Kawhi, how, Pablo Torre went into this investigation where I don't want to say found out, but he believes the Clippers circumvented the cap to give Kawhi a deal off books for an organization that ended up essentially being a scam for all the stakeholders that were with it. So, obviously in hindsight, it's interesting looking back now, like the pursuit of Kawhi Leonard and everything that happened. And again, it's been 6 years. But if everyone remembers Kawhi's like crazy uncle who was kind of in charge of like his whole free agency and kind of handles all his off the court stuff and anything that's gonna happen with Kawhi essentially runs through his uncle. So it was reported, this was way back, but now we're kind of revisiting it, that his uncle essentially wanted multiple different benefits along with signing, which essentially could be seen as improper illegal benefits. They wanted access to this is crazy. They want access to a private plane at any time whenever they needed it. They wanted a house, so like he wanted a house to be bought for him. He wanted a specific plan for endorsement money that would be set up for him. And there's a couple other things, but everyone's kind of just like talking about how Jeanie like saved the Lakers from Kawhi by basically saying no to all this stuff, which maybe in hindsight could have pushed Kawhi towards the Clippers. Obviously, we don't know the full story. Don't know if this deal had anything to do with him going to the Clippers, but there will be a full investigation. I'm assuming it's gonna take a couple months, but we'll probably get a legitimate verdict sometime in season. But it is like interesting in hindsight because like obviously that was the summer in 2019. Like you would have done anything you take to get Kawhi, like to bring him here. He would have been almost a near flawless fit. But now like obviously with all this stuff happening, it's like whoa, like maybe there was some behind the scenes stuff that maybe made it so that he wouldn't have worked out as well with the Lakers. And like when I say work, the guy plays like 3 games a season. Like he's an unbelievable player, first ballot Hall of Famer. Incredible player when he's healthy, but he's just a guy that's shown throughout his career you can't rely on him to stay healthy. I don't want to say throughout his career. I want to say post Zaza ankle stepping, which I still remember that so crazy because it was so intentional. But yeah, at the end of the day, like unbelievable player. But just did a multitude of different things. Like just a guy that it would be one thing if he was playing 70 plus games every season and dominating and winning championships for the Clippers, but he's not. Like he never plays in those games. He's always hurt. He's taking extra rest. He's not healthy for the playoffs. Like the guy, as phenomenal of a player as he is, he's just never healthy. So yeah, shout out Jeanie Buss for being extra smart there and extra diligent and not giving in to any of Kawhi's crazy uncle demands. She may very well have saved the Lakers in that aspect. All right, now I'm gonna talk about another one, another player, Keegan Murray to the Lakers. So I've seen over the past month that not rumors, but kind of just blogs and stuff inquiring on Keegan Murray, how he would be a good fit for the Lakers, how the deals would look. And one potential deal I saw online, which out of all the deals, like you see these deals online, like so and so for so and so. Most of them are ridiculous. It's like that's just never gonna happen. Like you're just putting this stuff together just to put something out there, but this deal is pretty intriguing to me. The deal was Keegan Murray, a 2027 first round pick, a 2029 first round pick for Austin Reeves. I would clarify here, they didn't specifically say, and again, this is other issues with these websites, whether it was an unprotected first round pick, a top 5, top 6, top 8 protected. If it doesn't convey in 2 years, will it turn in? These are all kind of additional salary cap things that are important in any actual deal that happens, but I don't expect these publishers or these people that are writing these articles to know the full extent of that. So let's for a second say it's a 2027 unprotected first, 2029 top 8 protected first. Like that's something you have to do. I think Keegan Murray would be an awesome fit on the Lakers. I think he would be an amazing fit next to Luka. He's a great shooter. He's a stretch 4, a guy that can shoot a ton. He would be a really good fit next to Luka Doncic. He's young. He fits with the Lakers' timeline with Luka, which isn't to say that Austin Reeves doesn't, but again, is he a better fit than Keegan Murray? Would you rather have those first round picks? You could still use those first round picks to maybe acquire a better player. So that one in particular is one that I would be very interested in doing if I was Rob Pelinka. Now, again, I would preface that these are not rumors, these are not deals that are on the table. This is just all talk of that stuff that we're talking about. But Keegan Murray is a guy I think would be a really good fit for the Lakers, and I think that he's a very talented young player who maybe hasn't reached his full potential yet. And if there, I'll tell you right now, if there is a franchise stupid enough to make a dumb trade where you trade away a guy like Keegan Murray and a couple of first round picks for a guy like Austin Reeves, and which isn't to say Reeves is bad, he's a very solid player, but I think that would be a pretty good deal for the Lakers. It would be the Sacramento Kings. This is the team. This is a team that traded away Tyrese Halliburton, traded away De'Aaron Fox. This is the team that saw what a disaster Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan were on the Bulls and said, we want to duplicate that. That's the team. We'll take Zach LaVine's money and DeMar DeRozan's money and we'll duplicate that and continue to go nowhere. Like, that's the Kings. They're an inept franchise. They always do things wrong. I think only maybe probably the Bulls or the Wizards potentially could be more incompetent. They're a team that you can easily take advantage of in a trade, and I think if that trade was ever on the table, it's something the Lakers should definitely look into. Obviously not saying it is, but we'll see in the coming weeks and months. All right, gonna finish it out and just talk about Luka Doncic again, just briefly. This guy just continues to look unbelievable. He's always been an unbelievable player, but like, man, he just looks different right now. Like, he looks like healthier, he looks quicker, faster, more motivated. Like, he's in the best shape, almost like he looks like of his life. Played Israel yesterday, had 37 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists to get Slovenia to the next round. He's been averaging something like crazy like the last 4 or 5 games, like 34, 10, and 9 or something ridiculous. But Luka just looks unbelievable. It's still sometimes crazy to believe he's actually a Laker. But yeah, every game that he has in Eurobasket just makes you more and more excited for the future, and just super excited for the first full season with Luka in LA and to see how he does. And yeah, hopefully keeps crushing at Eurobasket. But we're a couple weeks away from training camp, and a month away from preseason, and a little over a month and a half away from regular season, folks. We're getting there. But that's all I got for you guys today. Until next time, I will catch you guys later.